Hello everybody, this is Cord and welcome to a new video for my channel. And this person that we're going to be talking about today is someone who has made a tremendous impact on my life, has helped change it for the better, and is all around just an amazing person who has helped me really overcome a lot of the problems and barriers that I've had to face within my life. That person who has helped me with all these things and has impacted my life so much is someone who is known as KhramChee, primarily within the furry fandom. Now, if you are unaware of who KhramChee is, if you haven't seen her across a lot of my videos, as well as almost all the videos on my gaming channel, which I do a collaboration with her, her persona is a Corgi Hydra breed mixed in a kind of monster dog-like way, and she resides in the country of Paraguay located within South America. And she recently got crowned as an admin for the Paraguayan furry groups and communities, up particularly in South America. She is mostly seen on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Weasel, and Fur Affinity. And she is an artist who does commissions of mostly stickers, but also some personal arts that she does quite a bit. So now that I got kind of a consensus of who this person is and have got kind of like given her most ideal, now that I pretty much described her and the core basis pretty much, I'm now going to go into the story of how we met. Now, if you remember my video that helped really take off my channel in the first place was my Skype Furry Horror Stories video, which was the Skype group in which I met KhramChee in, and she is honestly probably one of only 3 people that I still talk to this day from that group. I met her back in February of 2016, and we basically were just kind of more so acquaintances, and we didn't really kick off as more closer friends until about May or June of 2016 of that same year. Most of the times when I would see her in there, I really wouldn't talk to her in the Skype Furries group up until about May. I mostly would just see her with her ex-boyfriend in there, and they mostly would just sit around and talk with the people within that group as well. And me and her really didn't have that much interaction within the group at that point. And it wasn't really until about May or June when me and 2 other guys within that group decided to start another side group for the Skype Furries group where just us would reside in, and then I suggested, hey, why don't we add that KhramChee person? And they politely agreed, and I messaged her and she's like, hey, you want to join this group? And she was like, yeah, sure. And then she did. And still, we didn't really have that much interaction there because she wasn't really in it for a lot of time because she usually had to go to bed early due to like a time zone difference. But we really just had a lot of fun just relaxing and just being pals in there. Nothing really close. And it wasn't really until about November or December of 2016 where me and her started talking quite a bit more, and we started to, hang out quite a bit more as well. And we decided to watch a couple of movies together around Christmas time, and that's kind of where we kicked off things a little bit there. And then after Christmas, we particularly had a point where we really didn't talk at all. Things got a little awkward between us, and we were just kind of like, at a point where things got a little weird, and we just decided not to really talk anymore at all. And it wasn't until about actually on my birthday of last year, 2017, where we talked again for the first time in probably 1 or 2 months, and we basically just admitted, both of us, that hey, I like you, and the other was like, hey, I kind of like you too. And we didn't really, we had to wait until just now to find this out after a few months of just awkward silence because both of us just didn't want to come to the terms of that being the case. And ever since then, her and I have basically just been talking and getting way closer as each day goes by. We talk on Skype / Discord / Telegram almost every single day, probably for at least a few hours at a time. And I always, even before then, I viewed her as a very, very close friend, and she did as well with myself, and we just grew even closer since then. I now want to get into the point where I discuss her talents and her hobbies. For one particular thing she does in the furry fandom is she is an artist. And she has been doing art for nearly 10 years now at this point. And I will say that out of the couple of years that I've known her, I have seen her art talent progress tremendously over time. Her art style with her characters are a lot more sharper and well organized than they used to be. And it does show that, you know, with all the hard work and dedication she has put into her art, she has become one of the most talented artists I've ever really interacted with. Along with the fact that she is a very incredibly talented artist, she is also very skilled when it comes to learning new languages. She is fluent in English, Spanish, and Portuguese. And coming from a person whose first language was Spanish, it just astonishes me how well she's able to speak English to me, and how if you speak to her in English, you can probably not even tell that her first language was Spanish. She told me that at first she was not really interested in learning English because her parents pretty much like forced her to do that when she was younger, like about 10 years ago. But she grew to love learning the language and teaching it to other kids. And it really has helped her, you know, be inspired to become a teacher, which I really admire within her. Now, to get on a little bit more of a personal note here, KhramChee has helped me a lot as a person within these past 2 years. I've gone through a lot of personal turmoil, a lot of, you know, depressive states, a lot of really harsh times, and she has always been there as my best friend and number one supporter throughout all of these issues. And I feel really good about myself to be able to be there for her as well when she's having her issues. And it genuinely helps me bring myself even closer to her. I have never met anyone that I felt like I related to as much as I have with her. And a lot of times I honestly feel like her and I are just the exact same person. And I view that as very special and very sweet. As being somebody who struggles with appreciating themselves, feeling as if like I can't achieve anything a lot of the time, having someone like KhramChee to be there to support you through all that is worth more to me than anything else in the world, to be honest with you. And I am extremely grateful to have someone like that have my back and be by my side throughout all the hell I go through. So KhramChee, if you're watching this, which I know you will because you have notifications turned on for my channel, which I appreciate, I just want you to know that I really appreciate you a lot. Not just as a close friend of mine, but also as a partner, which was something I always wanted, which I at times felt like I was never going to be able to achieve. So I appreciate you for helping my dreams come true. Thank you. So that has been this video. Sorry if this video is kind of out of place. I felt like I needed to make this video because yesterday I kind of went through something that really kind of influenced me to make this video, and I feel like I needed to get it out there. I promise the next video I'll be going back into my usual stick now that I'm back after my 3-month hiatus. But I just want to say again, KhramChee, thank you so much for everything. And to everybody who's watching this, please, please, please go check out all of her social media. Please consider commissioning her on FA and Weasel. She has great deals on sticker packs and sticker sets, as well as even if you're into more complex art pieces of your persona, you can definitely commission her for that as well. She's very skilled in what she does, and I highly recommend you commission her, please. I'll leave a link in the description to all of her social media outlets, so please consider checking those out as well. And also, if you enjoyed this video, please consider hitting that like button to further help out my channel, as well as the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a video. And also, if you have not subscribed to my channel, please consider subscribing as well to further help out my channel even more. I have been KhramChee, and I will see you guys in the next video. And again, KhramChee, just thank you for everything. Goodbye.
Wrinkles and her nose expose what I made. I'm looking for a four-course meal that isn't based in base design. I'm looking for a lady who knows soul's more than an appetizer roll. But just one more thing. I said, oh, just one more thing. Na 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 na. Do we fit in the pocket? Can we fit sit back in the pocket? When the dreams and the drums start rocking, can we dance that he's not knocking up? See, I want a lady I can put stock in. I want the bass and backbeat to lock in. I wanna know your love's not forgotten, not forgotten. I said